Hey everybody, Justin from Line Livin, coming back to you guys with another video. I know that we promised the video last weekend, but unfortunately some things came up. We were kind of focusing on trying to get the website operational and working on our blog and a couple other things, and quite frankly, we just ran out of time. But we did want to try to get the video out this week and keep content rolling. We're doing all the work ourselves, so in addition to our normal everyday living, so we're trying to fit it into our schedules. But either way, what we want to make a video about this week for you guys is just kind of talking about why we got into the RV living full-time lifestyle. It's a question we get a lot. I think it's something that a lot of people are interested in knowing about, and kind of the process of getting into it. I'll try to keep the video pretty short in regards to that, because I could go on and on and on about from start to finish getting your first RV and all that good stuff, but we'll break that up into smaller chunks so it's not so overwhelming. Just going back, so the reason we actually started full-timing was I had a career change. I went from working a standard 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job, normally an office environment, or work from home type situation, and just wasn't fulfilling anymore. And I decided to pursue a career in something I'd always wanted to do, which is power line work. We were super excited about it. We've talked about it a few times, but never had the opportunity to do it. And an opportunity presented itself for me to get into the trade, and so we took it. Now, when we took this opportunity, we had no idea really what we were getting ourselves into. We knew people, or I knew people that were in the trade, and kind of had a basic understanding of what that work-life balance looked like, but until you do it, you really just don't understand it. For a while, when I first got in the trade, I was able to work close to home. We were in the Georgia area for a bit, so while I wasn't right down the road, I was able to drive back and forth like an hour and a half or 2 hours one way every day for a while. But the time came where my company was going to be moving us to another job a few states over, and we had some decisions to make. I'm really active with the kids and really want to be a part of their lives and them growing up. And of course, I didn't want Hannah to have to raise them by herself, and this lifestyle of me traveling just was not going to really fit for us in that situation. We talked about it back and forth for weeks and weeks. Just every scenario we could come up with, and finally we decided that we wanted to give the RV living a chance, or give it a try. I worked with quite a few guys who stayed in RVs, so I was fortunate in that aspect because they were able to kind of coach and give some advice and things like that. But again, it's one of those things that until you do it, you just kind of learn on the fly. So the whole reason we started was because of work. We wanted to be able to be together more often than not. I didn't want to be gone 4 or 5 months at a time without seeing the family, and they wanted to be with me. So we decided to make it an adventure and make it a family affair. So we decided to sell everything we had, and we went and bought our first starter camper, which I explained in a blog post that is on the website. By the way, if you guys get a chance, go check it out. It's highlinelivin.com. We're still working on it. We're fine-tuning it, and we hope to keep adding content for you guys, and I hope that you're enjoying it. If you're not, and you have suggestions of something that we can make that you would enjoy, just let us know. So we got our first starter camper, and we hit the road. Didn't know a whole lot about anything, what we were getting ourselves into. I think even in the post, I talk about how we just kind of hooked up and went. We've learned so much since then. Pre-trip, what to check for, things that need to be maintained. And really just by pure luck, we made it safely to our first destination. It was a 95 camper. Anything in the world could have been wrong with this thing, and we just really got lucky. And I'm very fortunate and very thankful for that. Um, I don't think we ever really intended for this to be a permanent thing, and we still don't know that it is. We just knew that for that time we wanted to be together as much as possible, so it's what we were going to do. That was then, and now this is here we are. This is our third RV, and a few years down the road, we're still doing it full time. We've been everywhere from New York to California, back to Georgia, all through the Midwest, and we've loved every minute of it. Now, with that being said, it is hard. I don't think a lot of bloggers and vloggers out there really go into the negatives of this lifestyle, because they do. I'm not don't want to call anybody out, but they have an image to keep, and that's not what we're doing this for, guys. We're doing this for really purely for just education and trying to help people make a good educated decision about what they may want to do. But it is hard. There's a lot of things that they don't have a book for this stuff. You really learn a lot on your own. You learn a lot from other people in campgrounds that you run into. And if you're fortunate enough, and like in my trade, a lot of guys do live like this. So you do have people that maybe you can turn to offer some advice and a helping hand. But you're going to, I mean, with RVs, there's always something that you got to do. There's leaks, there's, hubs to maintain. There's, the different systems in the RV that have to be maintained and looked after. There's blown tires. There's malfunctioning electrical. There's sewage issues. There's cold weather, hot weather, air conditioning. I mean, there's tons of things that I just don't think enough people talk about, and we really want to educate people on those, and also help try to give people a guide and a path on how to get through those first months and maybe even the first couple of years of full timing in an RV. We do it with a family. There's two of us, Hannah and I, and then the 6 kids and our cat, and we make it work. I think one of the hardest parts when we first started was downsizing enough to fit into that small 27-foot Wonder that we traveled around in for a little while. But we did. We managed. And it actually was a relief. We kind of got rid of a lot of stuff that we realized we didn't really need. And you really find what's important to you. And it kind of helps teach the kids that not to put a lot of emotional attachment to things, which we think is important. Not everybody does, but that's just our opinion. We love this lifestyle. We really do. And as of right now, we've had discussions. We don't see a time when we won't do it. My work just is better for us to travel financially. And in the meantime, we get to see the country. We get to see different places. The kids get to experience different areas and get to meet different people, and which is something that's really cool, I think, as a kid, especially when you're homeschooling and you're learning about all these things and you get to actually see it with your own eyes. So put your hands on it. Yeah. So with that being said, that's just kind of want to give you guys kind of a brief rundown of how we got into full-time RV living, and just kind of a quick introduction, really, to why what we're doing and why we're doing it. I know the first video was a review. We thought it was really cool to do that, but this really should have been the first one. Our goal is just going to be to put reviews out for things that we use, things that make this lifestyle easier. Reviews on campgrounds that we stay at to kind of give people an idea of what they're getting themselves into if they're in the area. If it'll work for a family of 8, it'll work for just about anybody. And we just hope to kind of inspire people to start their own adventures. if you're on the fence about it, I say just do it. Just give it a go. It doesn't have to be permanent. That's the really cool thing about this whole deal. Is you could do it for a month, you could do it for a year, you could do it for 10 years, and then you can hang it up whenever you're ready. There's really just no strings attached to it. So hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful, and we look forward to making more content for you. If you do like what we're doing for you, make sure to check out the website, highlinelivin.com. We've got links to our YouTube channel there, our Instagram page, and we'll be periodically doing videos and hopefully getting weekly or even a couple times a week, getting some blog posts out to you guys about different things we got going on. If you got any suggestions about stuff you want us to talk about, organization tips, or maybe the type of hitch we use in our truck or whatever, absolutely hit the link on the website, shoot us an email. We check those, and we'll be more than happy to do some videos or podcast or a blog post to help you guys out.